Hey y'all, hey, Chris here once again. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. So if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Hey girl, hey. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit that notification bell twice so that way you're notified every time I post a video. So as you guys can see from the title, we're going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me. I shared on Instagram a video of my soft makeup look that I have been doing and loving and I have been working on. And you guys said y'all wanted the tutorial, so I'm about to do it for y'all. But also I wanted to do like a chit chat, get ready with me because my birthday is on Monday. Yes, I'm gonna be 34 and I'm super excited. So I just want to share some things that, you know, I wish I learned in my 20s and things that I did learn in my 20s, even though I'm not in my 20s, I'm well out of my 20s. But I just want to share just in case you're in your 20s and you feel lost and hopeless, or you feel all over the place. Even if you're not in your 20s, you're in your 30s, 50s, 70s, this video could be for you as well. So without any further ado, let's get it. All the products that I use are going to be linked down below, but I'm going to try my best to remind you guys what it is and show you guys what I use. It's hard for me to talk and to do makeup at the same time. That's why I barely do these, but I love doing these. So let's do it. So make sure you prime your face first. So I use my e.l.f. face primer. This is a good dupe for the milk primer. Like I said, our Sephora closed, so I couldn't get the milk primer, but I got this instead. And then also this is my Morphe Mattifying spray. I had to start the video over because it was messing up. I hope I stay in focus because my lens is all over the place. So, but anyway, so this is my foundation I'm using. Chokehold, y'all. Chokehold is one of the best foundations that I've been using and loving. I highly recommend it. It'll be linked down below. I am going to be 34 on Monday, December 5th. So if you're a December baby like me, let me know down below in the comments. December 5th, let me know so I can shout you out and wish you a happy birthday as well, twin. Yes! I'm going to be 34, y'all, and I just feel like it's going to continue to be a transformative year for me. Chapter 33 was a very transformative year for me. You know, I had a baby, hit mom 3, just doing a lot of internal work to make me continue to be a better woman and all of that. So I want to continue to do that. I'm not going to share everything that I'm going to be doing to reinvent myself, because y'all know God be like, you don't need to share everything with the world. You need to keep it in between me and you, work on it in private, and then it will execute publicly when the time is right. That's the word. The first thing is definitely to continue to work on my mindset, because I believe our minds are so powerful. Like, I mean, y'all know that, but I truly believe that our minds are super powerful and they can transform. Don't be conformed to the things of this world, like renewing the mind. Like he specifically says that in the word. And that's mind blowing right there, because if you keep renewing your mind daily, then you will continue to shape your reality, basically. I'm a big dreamer. I think big. I think outside the box. Really being intentional about my mindset and how I, you know, how I think things, what I consume, the things that I speak upon myself, because our words are powerful. That's why he says life and death are in the power of the tongue. We'll eat your fruit. So, you know, you gotta be careful and intentional about the things that you speak upon yourself. Continue to speak life upon myself, to speak life upon my children, upon my husband, you know, around people, around you guys. I don't know, I'm just in this mindset of just believing bigger, believing things that just don't seem attainable, but it's not out of reach for me. In a natural, it sounds crazy, but because you have faith the size of mustard seed, or you have crazy faith, you know, it comes to pass. Or even if it's not that specific thing, something better comes to pass. I'm tired of the lack mindset. Like, I hate feeling like I can't accomplish something because of my situation. Like, no, I don't have a 9-to-5. No, I'm not making 6 figures yet. I hate feeling like I'm putting limits on myself when I serve an unlimited God. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I keep believing for the best. You know, I keep speaking life into the situations that I want to come to pass, because that is what transforms and renews my mind daily. I've been really intentional about what I say, what I speak, and also who I keep around, because if I feel any energy like, well, you shouldn't, or I don't think that, I just distance myself. I love people, but at the same time, I'm at a place where I don't need what does Coach Stormy say? I don't need low vibrational people. I'm in a season where I don't want people to project their fears and their negativity and stuff on me, because I'm an empath, and so I feel people's energy. I feel, you know, those things, and I'm just like, I can't do that anymore. The concealer that I'm using is from Makeup Forever, the HD in 52. Yeah, I'm just in a season where I just need strong, encouraging, go-getting women in my life. I just can tell by the way people talk, the way they text, the way they perceive themselves, that they're just not, you know, they're just not on your level. The people that I am just continuing to surround myself around, because like I said, I'm just in a place where I'm just trying to, what God has called me to do. I want to dream big. I want to keep doing big things, and I just need that kind of energy around me, because that's the kind of stuff I follow on. I love following on Instagram. Those are the kind of people and things that I like to consume and to follow and in my life. And so if they're not, I just keep my distance. I love people, and I'm always love people, but I just know my limits, and I know where I want to stand with certain people, and that's just that. It's just not care what people have to say about me. I was such a people pleaser, and, you know, always worried about what people had to say or how they perceive me, or like, you know, trying to conform myself to the things that people want me to be, or things that they want me to be. And it's like, I can't do that. I can't put my trust in man. I gotta keep my trust in God. I'm literally like one of the nicest people in the world. Like, I don't hate anybody. I love everyone. I love people. But yeah, some people just don't like me. Like, how you don't like somebody that's nice? Like, I'll probably treat you better than your grandma. But that's just the reality. I don't care about what people say. It's when people lie, because you got them lying on you, and then they gonna lie to somebody else, and then y'all looking like two dummies because y'all lying to each other. Like, it's just weird. I have family that I share the same DNA with. People close to me that talk about me. There are people that claim they're my friends. They talk about me, literally talk about me in their friend groups, but then text me like asking how am I doing. It's like, that's just weird energy. But like I said, I just don't care. Continue my therapy journey, because therapy has taught me so much about myself, so much about my past traumas, and just rewiring my mind to really think things through and to process things, not to just hide it and suppress it. And it's one thing to go to therapy, but it's another to actually put in the work, because therapy is work, okay? Like, it's literally like exercise. It is work. And some people, they just go to therapy, but they don't do the work. And I'm just like, well, what's the point? You wasting money. You know, you're wasting money, and you're really not putting in the work that you need to do to heal and to feel better. But to each his own. I know what I need to do, and it took me a while. You know, I say that, but it did take me a while to actually put in the work, because it's one thing to talk to a therapist, but when you actually like put in the work and, you know, try to retrain your mind, because like I said, our minds are powerful. It's hard. It is hard work, but you got to do what you need to do to heal and not be, you know, spreading your trauma and dysfunction onto people who actually truly care for you and want to see you doing better. So that's my little things that I'm working on to reinvent myself and to continue to transform into the woman that I want to be. I was reading the Bible, and I don't know, it's something about the fruits of the spirit that just makes me happy. I feel like I possess the fruits of the spirit, but then you also have those bad fruits like rage and anger and bitterness and jealousy and stuff like that, which are deeply rooted fruits of the spirit. But I want the fruits of the spirit that God wants us to have within, so that way it can continue to execute on the outside. And so that's what I want to work. I want to have joy. I want to have unconditional joy that can't be taken away or cannot be replaced by the things of this world. I want to, you know, have compassion and be kind and be gentle with myself. And when it comes to being gentle, you know, I know that what's it called, soft life, but I don't want to be soft. I want to be gentle, because I feel like being gentle, which kind of means kind of the same, but being gentle just means giving yourself grace daily, giving your kids grace daily. You know, it's one thing to have grace for yourself, but when you have humans that you're responsible for, we're not talking about gentle parenting. That's a whole different topic for another day. We're talking about just being gentle with yourself, so that way you're not harvesting those hard feelings and those toxic feelings upon your kids and those that truly love you and want the best for you. So yeah, I'm just in a revamping stage of my life, and you guys will see that. And I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable. The thought of me maturing and growing up makes me uncomfortable, because I can be childish sometimes. I mean, I'm goofy, like I am goofy as I don't know what, and I want to be a kid forever. But that's not my reality. I have to grow up. I have to make better decisions. And that's where you have to be transforming of your mind. You have to be renewing of your mind daily, because you got to grow up sometimes. You got to be a big girl, and you got to put those childish things to the side and grow up. Something about having 3 kids that has just made me want to do better. Not saying like my first 2 didn't, but it's like I have more responsibilities, so I have no choice at all. Let's talk about some things real quick, because I don't want to keep y'all too long, about things that I wish I learned in my 20s, and also what I did learn in my 20s. I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder and translucent honey, and then also I was contouring with my Fenty Beauties. What is this? Espresso. This is the matchstick and espresso. I'm just baking lightly, just because I don't, you know, want to look like a ghost in the middle. All right, so first thing I wish I learned in my 20s, or that I did learn in my 20s, I guess kind of one and the same. Don't be ashamed to keep God first in your life, and also keep him first in your life, okay? Because in the end of the day, you have to build your own relationship with God. You know, I grew up in a church. I went to church faithfully. I was on a dance team, church team, all the teams. Like, I basically lived at church. But I really don't feel like I had my own relationship with God. I feel like I had a relationship with God based off of being at church, or because my mom gave me a Bible, or because we, you know, prayed and this and that. But I really didn't have my own relationship with God. And so I wish I would have had that, because then I would have avoided a lot of stupid stuff in the day. I would have been more confident. I would have been more fearless and bold. And also I would have been on the plan that he had for me, which is another thing I wish I would have learned in my 20s, is to follow the plan that God has for you. Not the plan that your parents have for you, that your cousins, your uncles, whatever, because that's their plan for you. That's not God's plan for you. Like, a lot of the things that I wanted to do didn't happen because I wasn't on the plan God had for me. I wasn't aligned with the plan that God had for me. And it makes sense now. I know back then, you know, it sucked, but looking back, it makes sense. I'll be okay with telling people, look, it may not make sense to you, but trust me, I feel it in my spirit, because I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to go to New York, be on Broadway, dancing, singing, acting, because that's my thing. I was always a dancer. I did ballet, tap, hip hop, all the things. I was always an entertainer, I guess. And so I knew I wanted to pursue that, because that's always been my thing. I love acting. I love being somebody outside of myself. You know, I wanted to be on magazines and commercials and print ads and stuff like that. I always wanted to do that, but then my mom was like, oh, well, you need to, y'all know how African parents be like. I mean, at least my, you know, I know most African parents, you know, no, you need to be a doctor, nurse, lawyer. But at least my mom didn't persuade me to do something that I didn't want to do, but she did kind of persuade me to go to college. And I told her, I was like, I don't want to go to college. Like, I don't want to learn anymore. I hated high school. I hated learning. I learned just to pass. I mean, honestly, I can be real. Like, but she always told me, have a degree to fall back on. Have a degree that I'm not even falling back on. It's collecting dust. I ended up applying to Elizabeth City State, which was my first choice. That's the school I wanted to go to because I knew I wanted to go to an HBCU just because I went to white schools all my life, so I wanted something different because I'm from Winston-Salem. So I saw and looked up to Winston-Salem State, but I knew I wanted to leave Winston-Salem, so I decided to apply to Elizabeth City State, and I actually got in. I guess my mom felt like it was too far away, and my best friend was going to Fayetteville State, so she was just like, well, won't you go there, and you know, you'll be close to home, you'll be with your best friend, da da da. And I was like, I don't even know what a Fayetteville State is. Like, I never heard of it until I knew my best friend was going. And so I applied there. I got the acceptance letter like a week later, so I was just like, all right, and I went. But I always feel in my heart that I was supposed to be at Elizabeth City State. Like, even to this day, when I ask, you know, when I just get quiet with God and he just reveals things to me. But yeah, so I went according to what my mom wanted me to do, but not really what I wanted to do. So that's something that I wish I would have learned, is just to trust God's plan for your life, because I knew he wanted me to do something else, but at the time I didn't know. And so now, you know, looking back and doing the shoulda, coulda, woulda, because what is that going to change? Nothing. But at the same time, I just want to encourage you, or, you know, even my kids. Like, I think about my kids' future sometimes, and I always say, you know, I trust that God has a plan for them, and I pray that I would never be that mom to steer them away from that, even if it doesn't make sense. If they want to be strippers and stuff like that, then I'll have to really pray to God, like, God, get your kids. But at the end of the day, I just want to be that mom that supports her kids' dreams, no matter how far-fetched, how crazy it sounds, and all that. As long as it's aligned with God's plan, that's all I ask for them. So another thing that I wish I would have learned in my 20s is about finances, because y'all know they do not teach you about finances in school. You're very fortunate to learn about money from your parents, or you guys have money. That's a blessing to have. But me, I mean, my parents worked really hard. I mean, we lived in a big house. I mean, my parents were very well off, but they never taught me about money. And so I just knew once when I got my worker's permit at 16, I just started working, because I knew I had to work for myself if I wanted the things that I want. I had to work for a phone, you know, eventually I had to save up and get a car. I got my first car when I was 21. I think I was 21, 22, I can't remember. But I basically had to work for what I wanted, and so that's why now I don't take that for granted. Anything that I want, I have to work for it. Don't work, you don't eat. I learned how to make money, but I never knew how to invest money, how to save money. And you know, I never was into credit cards, but I eventually got one my freshman year of college. Bank of America, they had this promotion going on. You know, you sign up as a student, you get this discount back. I don't know. But basically, my limit was $600. I maxed it out because I bought my books, and I just bought, like, you know, things from Sam's Club, Costco, whatever. And I never paid it back. Amen. I didn't know about minimum payment. I didn't know about interest. I didn't know about none of that. So I didn't pay it. And then it went to my credit. And I'm like, whoa, what is this? And so that's why I learned, oh, okay. So I did quit cheerleading to work as an RA at my school, because I needed to work. You're a broke college student. I didn't like that. I did not like being a broke college student. Okay, when you used to working, you want to make money. So I did not like being broke. So I started applying for jobs, but luckily I became an RA. So I quit cheerleading, I started working, and I was able to save up to take care of myself as a junior, and also to save up to become an AKA. The point of the story is I learned about money, but I didn't know how to work money. So now, fast forward to me being almost 34, you know, I can sit here and blame my parents, I can blame society, I can blame them not teaching me in school, but nobody's to blame but myself. With my husband, like, they grew up dirt poor. Like, you'll be surprised. I don't know if maybe one day he'll tell you the story. And so, you know, to see how far they've come and how, you know, well off they are now, you know, it's amazing. And so, you know, I asked them, like, how do you do it? You know, and like my husband, he teaches me about money, and he teaches me about credit cards, because we have credit cards, but I don't like using it. But when we do use it, it pays off. When we use our credit cards, we get airline points, we get travel points. You know, we have a credit card that we use towards the things that we love and use. He's the one who teaches me about money. And you know, we have been doing the Dave Ramsey, what's it called? We've been doing Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. Like, we're trying to do this together, because even though he knows more than me, I'm trying my best to learn, because I have to learn. I don't want my kids to be in debt, my kids to have student loans, student debt. I don't want them to struggle financially. I don't have a 9-to-5. I work from home. You know, I'm learning how to be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to learn how to save, invest, you know, stocks, IRAs, 401ks, because I've never really had a big job or big girl job to learn these things. And it's nobody's fault, but that's why I'm willing to learn and do the work, so that way I can position me and my family in a better situation. Like in the Bible, it says, my people perish from a lack of knowledge. I'm tired of perishing. I want to do better for me and my family. And we're well on our way. We're gonna get there. Just do the work, learn about money, learn about debt and stuff. Because there's good debt and there's bad debt. But just don't get yourself caught up in a bunch of debt that you can't pay off because you want to be stupid in your 20s. Like, don't do that. Don't be like me, okay? So next day, I wish I would have learned more about friendships. So I'm learning that people come and go. Like I said, I love people. I care for people. But everyone isn't going where God is taking you, okay? It scares me because, like I said, I love people and I want everyone to go where God is taking me. But he said that's not the case. Everybody can't go where you are going or where I'm trying to take you. And it is very obvious. It is very obvious, and it's scary because, you know, people, they will remind you of your past. They remember, you know, remind you of the good times y'all had. But at a time, there's a time where it comes where you know you're not at that place anymore. So let's stop reminding ourselves to keep ourselves there and continue to grow so we can go to the place that God is trying to take us. Alright, sorry y'all. I'm going to try to be quick. Because y'all know, like I say, it's hard for me to do things and at the same time. That's just how my brain works sometimes. But anyway, so yeah, people can't go where God's trying to take you. And although it's scary and it sucks, you know, it's just one of those things where you just kind of gotta come to terms with. If you call me wanting to gossip and talk about people that you hang out with and that you follow on social media, and I'm just not at a place where I want to hear about other people. I want to hear about you. How are you doing? How's your well-being? How's your mental? You know, what are you doing to thrive? What are you doing to accomplish your goals? You know, how's God being to you? You know, those are the kind of conversations I want to have. I don't want to talk about people. I don't care who's doing what, who's doing who. I don't care. If I notice that kind of energy, I just kind of distance myself, and I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. I'm at a place where I want to have meaningful relationships. I want to have meaningful conversations. I want to talk about being a mom. I want to talk about being an entrepreneur. I would love to have more married friends. I would love to have more mommy friends, because that's the place that I'm at. And so I want to like be able to share, like, oh my God, like these kids be doing the most and stuff. Because when you're not a mom, if you're not a mom or you're not a wife, you wouldn't understand like what it's like. You know, you probably think like, oh well dang, you got these kids, why you complaining? And it's like, I'm not complaining, it's just, this is real life. So if you don't understand, you won't understand unless you're in that position. Like people that I grew up with, like I barely talk to, I barely see, and it's, you know, it sucks and it's sad, but at the same time it's just life. And I think I'm just coming to terms with it. And you know, especially people that, like I said, claim they're my friends, but then like they talk about me behind my back. They go behind my back and tell people stuff that I only told to them because I trusted them. And it's just like, dang, like where's the loyalty now? Somebody trusts me out of all people to tell me something. For one, I'm gonna forget, because that's just how my mind works. I'm a forgetful person. But also, if you trust me out of all people, I'm not gonna go tell people your business. You know, I'm not trying to portray myself to be like the perfect friend, but because I value people, I value their time, and I value their energy, there just has to be some type of loyalty and integrity when it comes to friendships. And it's hard as an adult because everyone's in different phases of their lives and they're going through different things, and so it's hard to kind of navigate friendships as an adult, because you know, if people want to be single and do whatever, do whoever, that's fine, but I am not at that place anymore. You know, adult friendships are definitely one of those conversations where you kind of have to, like, I don't know, you have to give it to God, because you know, I feel like if he's trying to take you somewhere but you feel stagnant, it's because you have all this weight on you, aka your friends, family, whoever, and it's pulling you back. So let go and just let God let you fly. You know what I'm saying? If they're not meant to be in your life, then they're just not meant to be in your life, and you have to really do some self-evaluation and just be okay with the changes. He'll bring the right people in your life, but he can't bring the right people in your life unless you let go of the wrong people in your life. So you know, people, when they hear equally yoked, they think about relationships, but equally yoked can be pertaining to friendships as well. So just do a self-evaluation of your circle, and it doesn't just be friends, it can be family too. You know, you keep hanging around those toxic cousins, those toxic sisters and stuff, like, you know, keep on and see what happens. Another thing I wish I would have learned better in my 20s was about dating. I hear all the time nowadays that dating is trash. It's like hell on fire right now. People don't value courting and true authentic dating anymore. This is what I'm hearing. I mean, I'm married, so I don't know. I guess when it comes to dating, I just wish I was more confident and more just wish I was had more wisdom and discernment when it comes to dating, because I could have avoided a lot. I could have avoided a lot of toxic situations, toxic people, but when you know better, you do better. I was a virgin until I was 18, and basically we were in a serious relationship. He was a really good guy. He was like my first serious relationship and everything, but because the previous relationships that I had when I was in high school, I got cheated on. I had this mindset that, oh, okay, well, if I do that, that can keep a man. Girl, ain't nothing keeping a man. If a man does not want you, a man is not going to stay. If a man does not want you, a man is not going to stay, period. A baby's not going to keep a man. Having a good cat's not going to keep a man. I'm just keeping it real. Like, you can have a big butt, money in the world, you can be the baddest girl in the world. If a man don't want to stay, he's not going to stay. And so I'm sad. I hate that I had that mentality, because soul ties are real, y'all. People are going to do what they want, do who they want. That's fine. But soul ties are real. If you don't know what soul ties are, I'll leave the definition right here. Oh, okay, well, I don't have this emotional attachment to this person anymore, but there's still a spiritual connection with this person. And so when you keep doing stuff outside of the will of God, that's what happens. Prior to meeting the big guy, like, I set that boundary for myself because I was tired. Like, I didn't want any more soul ties. I just said to myself, I don't want to keep doing this to not only get a man, but to keep a man, because nothing will keep a man if he don't want to stay. Okay, you can be the prettiest girl and he still ain't gonna want to stay if you don't want to. Went months and months and months without doing anything. Like, I'm talking about Safari Desert. Okay, now looking back at where I am when it comes to relationships, like, I knew I just wanted to feel safe. I wanted to be loved properly. I wanted to be, I just wanted something serious, because like I said, I value people's times. I value my relationships with people. And so when it came to lifelong commitment, I just wanted to be with somebody that I could have fun with, that I could be myself with, that I can grow with. And when it came to having the kids, I wanted them to be a better father than the father that I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I ask God, like, how did I get lucky to be with such a man like him? You know, he had no kids. he was the only family and friend that was not married, no kids, no, like, you know, that kind of baggage. You know, he's a great father. Not only is he a great father, but he's a great husband as well. He's a provider. He goes above and beyond. Like, y'all don't see him a lot because he works a lot. Like, I mean, I'm very fortunate, and I'm glad that I was obedient in my singleness, and I enjoyed my singleness, and I wasn't worried about this man, that man, because I had to work on myself. I had to know myself first in order to receive the love that I wanted. Well, how can I pray for love if I didn't even love myself? You know, I had no boundaries. I had no standards. I finally got boundaries and standards and confidence in myself to know what I wanted in a man. Like, I had specifics that I wanted. I guess I had to work on myself in order to get that. And although I didn't think he was gonna be white, you know, he was gonna be a white man because God be popping up with surprises. But I'm glad that it all worked out. I was over love, like not having a father present. I had my stepdad. You know, I had a stepdad. I didn't feel loved by my stepdad. You know, the two guys cheating on me because I was saving myself, and then, you know, the relationship, the serious relationship I was in, he wanted to be with somebody else. I was away at college and he was still at home, and he wanted to be free and do his thing, so I let him. And, you know, just trying to find love in all the wrong places, to experiencing traumatic experiences, you know, dealing with abuse, you know, rape, and just other things that I just wanted to give up on love. And so I'm just grateful that I loved myself enough to be given a second chance to receive the love that I wanted. And here we are almost 10 years later and I am safe. I'm safe, I'm protected, and I'm taken care of. And I love that for me. I love that for me. And God can do the same for you too. But you gotta believe it. You gotta believe it. You gotta ask him. But also you have to love yourself and stop giving your time and energy and your body just to any and everybody, because you don't want those soul ties. You don't want those soul ties. Excuse me. Whew. I think I was gonna cry on camera. Troy's sleeping right now. I'm gonna finish my face because I basically did all that I need to do. I just need to put my lashes on. I need to put my bronzer on, lippy, and then I'm gonna come back and finish up the video. Okay, so I just put my eyelashes on. Let me just pause real quick. But so yeah, this is the brush that I use. This is the brush I use for my contouring. This is by Real Techniques. I love it. It just gets right in the corners and just all around your edges. And then I use this. It's not a triangle, but it's like a sponge. But this has been working to set and bake my face, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, I forgot to bake down here. Crap. So I want to keep it soft, but I want to be able to, yeah, get in those angles. Well, yeah, y'all, I can't believe I have me here crying because I don't know. I guess when it comes to relationship, because ooh, child, I just can't believe some of the things I allow, some of the people that I entertain. Like, you don't know better, you don't do better, and so you just settle for anything that comes your way because you want to be loved. And that's how it was. It's like I was looking for love in the wrong places, but I still wasn't fulfilled because it just wasn't, they weren't the one. It just wasn't it. And when I see women going back to the same thing, the same person, the same kind of man, you know, sometimes you have to evaluate yourself and realize, like, do I really want to entertain this again? Like, because I'm telling y'all, I know Steve Harvey came out with the book Think Like a Man, but I don't think like a man. But one thing I know from a man, mentally, if they don't want to stay, they will not stay. And two, you just keep entertaining the same kind of person, the same kind of energy. That's the kind of energy you're going to get. And it's like insanity. Like, it's going through the same thing over and over and over. And at some point, you got to tell yourself you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because you can sit here and be like, oh girl, well, he did this. Why is this happening to me? Da, da, da. Well, you got to change. Nothing changes if you don't change. So you gotta change. Maybe stop hanging around friends that are encouraging you to go back to that toxic relationship. Tell anybody until things are set in stone. I didn't show a big guy for months, and even when I did, it was like his hand, because I just, you know, that mindset, like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep him offline. That, oh, because they're white and this and that, they're a man at the end of the day. So, you know, but I was, because of my previous relationships, I just said, well, I'm gonna keep him offline. I'm not gonna tell anybody until, you know, I told my close friends and my family. I knew people were gonna say, oh, she was a white man, da da da. And you know, if it didn't work out, then nobody would have known. See, that's the mindset that I had, because I did not want to get hurt anymore. I was pregnant with Maddie. I didn't announce it online until I was 8 months pregnant. Like, nobody knew outside of my close friends and family. Nobody knew that I was pregnant except my close friends and family. I didn't have it on social media. Relationship, that's a deep conversation that you just have to have with yourself, and most importantly, you have to have God in the midst of it, because I'm telling you, the devil knows what you want to. He's going to send anybody that matches your description or what your heart desires, but he may not be the one for you. And that's when you're going to need God. You're not going to need your friends. You're not going to need your family. You're not going to need Maury. You're going to need God, because he will, trust me, he will keep you away from certain people if you allow him to. And he will show you their true colors if you allow him to. But if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Last thing, because I feel like I've been talking to you guys for a while, is do not be afraid to seek therapy. I know therapy is a taboo topic that people don't want to talk about. Therapy is something that people don't want to talk about. They don't want to invest in because they're scared of being judged and stuff. Please seek therapy. If you're in your 20s and you've been through some things, been through some childhood trauma, or even if you haven't been through any trauma, I want people to realize that therapy is not just for people who've experienced trauma. Therapy is a tool that helps you to be able to function in a world that is constantly in dysfunction. So you need something to wire your mind so that way you can handle the dysfunction in this world. Yeah, there's so many people that just don't want to go to therapy, and maybe, you know, it could be because they can't afford it. Therapy is not cheap, but insurances are covering it. Contact your insurance company. They will, this is my mascara by It Cosmetics. Insurances will cover it, or if they don't cover it, just find a way to go, because I feel like a lot of adults don't heal from their trauma, and then they pass it on to everybody else to project their trauma on you because they haven't healed from theirs. And I feel like a lot of adults, including our parents, because, you know, our parents back in the day, they were a little different back in the day. And I don't know if they didn't have therapy back in the day, but they were different back in the day. And that's kind of why their mindsets are the way that they are, why they do some of the things that they do, because they haven't healed from the trauma that they encountered. You know, the Gen Zs and Gen Ys and the millennials, we have the power to change those curses. I feel like I am a generational curse breaker in my bloodline, because some of the stuff that my family allowed, my parents allowed, child, please, I wish I would. Like, no, because that, you know, people didn't know any better, and when you don't know better, you don't do better. But that's why I'm doing the work for myself, so that way I don't pass those things on to my kids and to their kids and to this person, that person. Because when you don't heal, you project a lot of insecurities, inadequacies. You pass on a lot of generational things onto people that truly care about you and want the best for you. It makes you feel and look like a bad person that people don't want to be around you, especially men. Men do not want to heal from their trauma. You know, we think, oh, okay, well, only females are sexual assault victims, or, you know, they are, you know, this victim and that victim. There are men that have encountered those things too, but guess what? They don't want to heal from those things. And so in your 20s, as a young male or female, heal. Healing is a forever journey. You are never actually healed, but every day you are healing from the things that you want to heal from. It's an ongoing process, but the fact that you started and you are wanting to heal, that's the first step. I don't want my traumas, my past, my inadequacies, rejection, I don't want that stuff to be passed on to my kids, and then they start to hurt others, because hurt people because of the things that I did not heal from. and the things that they refuse to heal from. So you just got to do the work. You have to do the inner work to heal from the things that have caused you pain, that have caused you trauma. You have to do the work. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Like, you can call your friends all day, every day, asking them for advice, but people can only tell you but so much. You're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to do the work. And I am very proud of myself, because people don't want to admit when something is a problem, or people don't want to admit when something's problematic. And that's why things continue to go on and on and on and on, because things get swept under the rug. And that can't happen. That can't happen. Because at the end of the day, you know, there are lives that come after us. There are lives that come after us. And if we don't do the work to protect those lives that are coming after us, it's just going to be a continuous cycle. And we got to stop these cycles. And one thing about me, I know I'm going to stop it. Like, I feel like that's why I feel like I was called to do what I do online. I was called to be a mother. I was called to go to therapy, because I had to do the inner work for myself. I can encourage and inspire others to do the same, you know. And that's what it is, because I can't keep allowing the same things to happen. I can't keep reliving traumas and allowing it to stop me from living. Because right now I feel like I'm existing. I'm not truly living, because I'm still healing, and I'm still trying to overcome my anxieties, my PTSD, and all these things that I've allowed to consume me and to stop me from truly living my best life. And I'm just doing the work. I'm doing the work. People I love, I want them to see me evolve and be the woman that God has truly called me to be. Not the woman that I think I want to be, but the woman He truly wants me to be. And so you just gotta do the work. So don't be ashamed to go to therapy. I know on campuses they have therapists. You can look up Psychology Today. You can Google. It's your best friend, I'm telling you. So just do the work. And Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. So yes, do the work. Even if you're not in your 20s and you're in your 50s and you feel lost and hopeless and you want to be free of the chains that are holding you back, you can do the work. Don't ever let anyone make you feel ashamed for doing what's best for you, because while they're still stuck in their dysfunction, you're out of yours, and you are doing what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. That's why I would never understand how people can make you feel bad for doing better. Like, I would never understand how people can be jealous and envious of somebody that's doing better than them. Don't you want to be better too? Where they doing that? So don't ever let anyone make you feel bad for doing what's best for you. Even if they don't understand, you still got to do what's best for you in the end of the day. So yes, y'all, so I think that is all my notes, because I think I've talked your heads off, but I'm just excited for what is to come for me this year. And I don't know, I just feel like it's just going to be a good year. It's going to be an evolving year. It's going to be a transformative year. And I'm just excited to become the girl that I know I was called to be. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want to look like anybody else. I want to be myself. I just want to be the true, authentic, beautiful, intelligent, amazing woman, wife, entrepreneur, mom, all the things that I am, that I've been called to be. And also have integrity, because baby, the way some of these people online be like, lack of integrity. Okay, I'm just excited for the plan God has for me, and I'm excited for the plan that He has for you too. You just gotta, it's there, y'all. You just gotta do the work. You gotta believe what you prayed for, and you just gotta wait. Everything happens in due time. You know, if you do not give up in due time, you will see the harvest of the things that you've asked for, you're hoping for, and that you prayed for. So stay hopeful, stay believing. And those are things I wish I learned in my 20s, but now that I'm in my 30s, so now I got to continue to do the learning, the healing, and I just got to keep doing better. Anthropology, they remind me of the Falarin earrings that I got in Baltimore, but I cannot find those. So I got something similar from Anthropology. Put my edge control on, but it's okay, right? It's all right. face, okay? All right, you guys, so I've talked your heads off enough, so I hope that this was helpful. Let me know down below if you are going to do this look. Be linked in the description box for y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.